Hi you guys, Tea Time Tuesday is back. I do in fact have some tea. It's just out of the shot. So Tea Time Tuesday was on hiatus for a little while, and there are a couple of reasons for that. The first one being that I was super swamped with the launch of Instapost, a mindful marketing guide to Instagram. Thank you all so much for your support. It was an incredible launch, and I'm so excited to have a brand new group of students in this course this year. But the second reason was that I got a little obsessive about the quality of my videos. So I have a couple of different cameras, and I was shooting Tea Time Tuesday on all these different cameras, trying to get the settings right, and it just wasn't to my standards. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I need to go back and really learn how to use these cameras, because I can't imagine that there is a big difference between this camera that I spent $500 on and then the next model up that's whatever, $1,200. I was like, I need to learn how to use these better. So I spent weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks trying to figure out what it was I was doing wrong. And it turns out that I wasn't doing anything wrong, and I really just needed to upgrade my equipment, which is kind of scary to make an investment in your business that is not only financial, but it becomes a time investment when you have to learn how to use new equipment. And so this applies to so many different aspects of our business that I thought it would be a nice topic for Tea Time Tuesday. A lot of times I talk about fluffy stuff like books and tea during this session, but today I really invite you to take a step back and look at where there is room for improvement in your business and understand where or how you can invest. Is it time? Is it money? Is it both? And is it really necessary? So I have some big projects coming up. In the case of my camera and this investment, I have some big projects coming up that I had to decide if I wanted to hire a professional videographer, that was my original decision, is that I was going to hire a professional videographer. But I was having a lot of trouble finding someone who was willing and ready and had the equipment to do what I wanted to do. And if I was going to spend that kind of money, I really wanted it to be the right person, the right equipment. So instead of doing that, I made a huge shift, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to DIY this. I'm going to take the money that I would have spent, and even though it's not going to be the same quality or the same style, right, as a professional videographer, the trade-off is that I now have this equipment that I can use for many, many years to come, and it sort of balances itself out that way. Now, in this scenario, there's more than just a financial investment, because I have to learn how to use this equipment, and this translates in a lot of ways to so many other issues or situations that my clients find themselves in, even things like hiring a virtual assistant. Not only does it require time, but if you are just new to that whole world of virtual assistants and project management software, you also have to spend time and energy understanding, okay, this is how I assign things to my new virtual assistant. And the act of assigning something in itself is going to take time and energy. But you have to really take this big step back and weigh out the benefits versus the time and money investment. Yes, it might take you an hour or two to learn exactly how to use Basecamp. It might take you 15 minutes to assign something to your virtual assistant. But ultimately, your virtual assistant then is going to take the lead, right, and be able to do this, something that maybe would have taken you an hour, now only took you 15 minutes because you were able to assign it to someone else. And we see this when it comes to all kinds of technology, right? That's just a great example that is right off of the press in my real life right now. But even when it comes to using new software or streamlining processes, like taking the time to actually create systems seems like, oh my gosh, how am I going to figure this out? How am I going to figure out what works? It's a big investment of time. It may be an investment of money depending on your plan for streamlining, right? If part of your streamlining includes some kind of project management software or some kind of automated, like Zapier, that if this, then that software, you have to really take a step back and look at how it's going to simplify your life in the long run. Because if you stay in this moment, when it comes to this stuff, right, there are moments in life when it's great to be in the moment. But when it comes to this, if you choose to just stay in the thoughts of this moment, of how overwhelming it is, about how much time it's going to take to learn this one thing, you won't really consider the bigger picture, which is the long run. And I know it feels like you don't have time right now. I definitely felt like I didn't have time to figure out how to set up this camera and focus this camera and get the lighting right for this video. But I only have to do it once. The next time that I do it, it's going to be so much easier and so much faster. And the trade-off is that at least I notice that my videos will look that much better. And so I challenge you, like I said at the beginning, to take a step back, look at the things in your business that need improvement, and figure out what the investment is. And then take that big step back to really evaluate if in the long run it's going to be worth it for you to take the time now. And if you decide that it is going to be worth it in the long run, just do it now. We have a tendency to put things off that seem unpleasant or overly time-consuming, and we tell ourselves that we're going to get to it later. It doesn't serve us. Don't wait 2 years to learn how to use your camera. Don't wait another 2 months to hire that virtual assistant. Don't wait to set up your email marketing program. Do it today so that your business can start growing already. Thanks so much for tuning in to Tea Time Tuesday. I am back for good. And not only am I back for good on Tea Time Tuesday, but I am going to be bringing you all more videos because people don't read as much anymore. And so I'm going to evolve, my business is going to evolve, and I'm going to bring you all more of what you want. Namaste.